Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Nerd Night Roundtable. With me is Sci-Fi Fifth Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty good. Still alive and kicking. Not dead yet.
That's always good. And hello to Jim's Landscaping LLC, number one Commodore Productions. Welcome. If you want to come up here, Jim, I believe you are in the Twitter group.
The question is he working mowing lawns or can he do both? Mow lawns and be up here.
If he can use this, if his cell phone works well enough, he's free to come up. So how you been, Dan?
Just relaxing.
That's good.
So what do you want to talk about on this roundtable chat of ours?
It's open to anything you want. I had freaking Twitter opened.
Well, then this is probably going to be a question that probably both of us already know the answer to. But did you see the Star Wars Acolyte TV show? I know I haven't. You probably haven't either.
I have no desire to see anything Disney makes.
Yeah, well, from what I hear from the reviews, or from people that are somewhat not full anti-Disney, no, full pro-Disney, they say the first two episodes, the first episode is okay, second one is meh, but when you get to the third episode, it goes downhill hella fast.
That would follow the pattern. Front load everything to get people in, claim those great numbers on release, and then quietly forget the rest of the series even happened. So try to sucker people out of money.
Well, at least Disney saved money on this TV show by canceling the second season, unless the TV producer or maker sues them out the ass for more money or canceling her projects, which just about what the news is going by. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, I heard that they fired her and didn't pay her. So that wasn't smart.
Well, at the rate Disney's losing money, they probably can't pay her shit anyway.
Yeah. Any check they wrote her probably no good.
But then again, just about how deep the Disney investors' pockets are, they probably can't afford it.
Yeah, especially now that what's his name sold off all his stock. That was,
I sort of forgot his name, but
80?
I know.
Yeah, I can't remember at the moment.
Yeah, but for what I
said, that's
like
$80 billion worth.
Yeah, and he got out while the stock was high-ish for him and his investors to make profit off of it.
Yeah, that's good. So just fuck Disney, take all his money, find somewhere else to put it.
Oh, so Gorilla put a little ET on what's going on in the Crunch Talk tonight for you in the next comment.
Oh, delayed tonight? Okay, Gorilla.
Question is, does he have the kids or will he be too tired after working?
I think he may be a little bit occupied with some fish hooks.
Yeah, he knows how to hook himself in, huh?
Yeah. Living where he does, if you have access to that many lakes, I'd go fishing that much too.
Yeah, just make sure you catch the fish that are big enough for the fish game regulations, and make sure you catch the right ones that are edible for humans to eat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if they're not like 2 pounds, they're not even worth frying up.
Well, I think it depends on the length of the fish, because in California, You gotta have a bass that's more than a foot long to keep, I think.
Oh.
But then again, they may have changed the laws, but it's been over 10 years since last time I went fishing in California, so I don't know the fishing game laws that well.
Yeah, it's been probably at least a decade since I've been fishing too. Late getting home tonight, too windy for fishing. Now, that is a damn shame. What the game warden don't know won't hurt him. More importantly, it won't hurt you.
Either as long as you don't get caught, they don't care.
Yeah. Fortunately, if it's anything like up here, you never know when fucking Fish and Wildlife or hell, even Child Protective Services is flying a drone in your neighborhood.
Well, since we're talking about the fishing game section, what type of fishing do you have in your area of Washington? Do you have a steelhead, what they call bass, a steelhead trout or steelhead salmon up there usually?
A lot of salmon, some trout. I thought it's been a very long time since I've been fishing.
Yeah, well, depending on which area of California you're in my area, it's mainly trout, bass, and some salmon if you know which river to go up of in California.
Yeah. Good fishing down there in some places. But up here, it's mainly stock lake fishing is the better ones. The rest is regulated.
Speaking of which, we got Lemon Pie in the audience.
Hey, Lemon, how you doing?
Yeah, he's here to give us a slice of him.
Not sure I want a slice of him. He happens to be a guy.
That's a play on his name, Resolute Germ. I think you know that.
I know.
See here. What Star Trek news have you heard?
Nothing good, unfortunately. They're, as far as I know, they're still pushing through with an attempt at Section 31. And they still got that last season of Lower Decks to come out.
Yeah, well, since I was hoping that since STD finally finished, Star Trek would finally get better, but in the past few years, Star Trek has been a mixed bag when it comes to their shows.
Yeah.
I mean, even Lower Decks, the hardcore fans say they don't like it, or if they liked it, someone that's saying it's to them.
Yeah, it's Rick and Morty. It's Star Trek Rick and Morty, and I hated Rick and Morty, the original, so not really any appeal there for me. Prodigy was okay, but that's targeted, I'd say, for 6 to 10-year-olds, so it can't be considered canon to the rest of the franchise. And they said it just skewed too young for me.
Yeah, well, I never really got into the new Star Trek TV shows. Call me an oldie when it comes to. I may be young, but I'm oldie at heart. I prefer the Star Trek the latter half of DS9 and Voyager. Those are my Star Trek shows. Even though Star Trek fans would say Voyager was probably the worst Star Trek show, but I like Voyager.
Yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. Voyager is definitely the worst of the old Star Trek. I'll put Enterprise just slightly ahead of it, even with that bad Xindi crap. A lot of people like the Xindi art in Enterprise for some reason, but personally, I can never stand it. The latest Trek show I have watched is Enterprise. You are a very, very blessed man, Lemon. Unfortunately, I saw the first season of freaking STD. Painful. And I saw maybe 3 total episodes worth of Picard, even worse.
Of the first season or season 3?
I saw maybe 2 episodes of season 3, and I saw the first episode plus a little bit on season 1 for Picard, and total trash. Both of them. I know there's a lot of like Easter eggs and fan service they tried to plug into season 3, but it was crap fan service.
I thought that was season 4 of Enterprise when they did all the fan service and that it was either
Picard.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Enterprise.
Oh no, the only real heavy fan service I remember in Enterprise was season 4. They had the 2 Mirror Universe episodes, which honestly, I think those should have aired after the series finale. Those don't have to take place in the actual timeline. Just have those as extra. And they may as well just cut that actual series finale. That is a piece of shit.
Well, I would suggest just to have the turn episodes as the season finale of Enterprise, and there you go. And just cut out the bad episode of these are the voyages of Enterprise.
Yeah. I personally don't acknowledge these are the voyages. Lemon Pie does not like the Xindi arc either. You have great taste, Lemon.
I would say that Enterprise, the TV show, is pretty forgettable. I think it is. It's very forgettable.
Which puts it 1 up over New Trek. Which will give you ulcers. I get bored with TNG. Never got into it. I like DS9, Enterprise, and yes, even Voyager.
Well, Lemon, how far into Next Gen did you get into? Because for one year, the first 2 seasons of Next Gen are pretty boring, which I would agree with. I found those 2 seasons very boring, except for a few episodes in season 2, which introduced the Borg episode, which I do like that. The first appearance of the Borg, that terrified me in season 2.
I was never really frightened by the Borg. Probably because I live in Washington. Most people around here act like the Borg. It's unfortunate. Hardly a free-thinking human being in this state.
Yeah, we live in a very both sides still have a degree of hive mind to them. Just depends how much of a hive mind do they have on both sides.
Yeah. Unfortunately, around here, there's only one of the hive mind. The other hive mind is miles and miles away from here.
Wash your own dishes.
Oh, you didn't get through season 1 of TNG, Lemon? Well, I'd suggest jump past season 1, maybe season 3.
Yeah, well, my problem with Next Gen was, call me I am a Star Wars guy, so I prefer action. But for me, I prefer, I don't mind some philosophical philosophical debate in a show, but then you gotta show action to back it up. In other words,
Yeah, action would have been a lot better, but I know why they didn't do it. What little ship battles they did have, those were real budget killers. So I would have really loved to see a lot more like ship battles. And they tried that in the later seasons of DS9, but like say 1989, that would have been crippling to have that in every episode.
yeah, and I would say, well, if you look, we all probably know this, or some of us may not know this, but they copy and pasted a lot of the DS9 battle sequences in later seasons, but they probably did that for budgetary reasons, though.
Yeah, definitely. They ripped off any battle scene they could from TNG or the movies. Pretty much every bird of prey they had exploding was the bird of prey from Star Trek 6.
Yeah, well, the TV budget does not go very far, especially if you have to make a lot of CGI models in a huge space battle. Because if you want a huge ass space battle in your season finale or for a season arc, then what do you do to fill in the episode time gaps to save up on money for the huge CGI battle? Do you do just like 5 episodes of filler, then towards the end of that filler arc, then you go straight into a battle season arc with the 3 episodes of good CGI, good ships, and good space battles? Then that's about it.
I don't think there was any CGI for DS9. If there was, it's very limited. Most of those were practical ship models. I love Data, though. Who doesn't?
Also,
well, some women out there who don't like Brent Spiner too much.
So Lemons, I guess you're one of those people that love a robot with a vibrates option on them, do you?
I'm sure he has all type of options. Soon was crazy and a pervert.
Oh, don't worry. If someone is crazy enough and is an engineer or a computer programmer, they can create some disgusting yet some innovative technology for other people like them. That's how we get some of the most brilliant advancements too.
Yeah.
Like if you want a somewhat sex bot, you gotta have a scientist that actually has a very perverted mind or wants a companion to spend time with and do other things to. They have to do all that, and you may think of it perverted, but hey, if someone else wants a sex bot and he's doing a sex bot for himself, he may put the sex bot he built on the market, and you say, hey, this sex bot is something I want, and this scientist made another one. I'll take one from them.
Yep. And the next thing you know, that sex bot is the basis for robot workers all over the place. Putting garbage men and hookers out of business with the same model.
Either that or they have to become cyborgs to have different options for their customers.
That too, that's possible. But I don't think people would really be too keen on getting implants to do menial labor.
Yeah, the sad thing is that if robots do go the way we think they are, they're going to replace all manual labor jobs because they can do what humans do, but faster. They don't need to eat or sleep or take breaks.
You're taking love in a different sense there, Stan.
I know what I was talking about. I was just doing a little sexual reference to you, Lemon.
Yeah, but eventually those robots would they're coming.
Yeah, and then for people
Thankfully, no time soon.
and then to get economical, then when the robots take over those jobs, the people that work those jobs either have to become mechanics to repair the robots, or become computer programmers to reprogram the bots. And some people that have been doing manual labor jobs, true, it's hard work, but it's their job. They rather do it themselves. They'll either adapt or lose their job and get out of the economical workforce and become basically a burden to society.
Yeah. But it'll happen slowly as the generations age out to be the younger. Like when you reach the age of 40, it'd be like computer programmers and whatnot. There won't be like garbage men and factory workers and whatnot. But as I said, it slowly happens over the decades. Like when I was in high school, they swore to God by the time I was 40, there would be no more human truck drivers.
And nope.
Here I am at 40. It's the most plentiful job in the country.
Yeah, because driving is a lot more complicated than what people think it is.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with all those assholes on the freeways that love to cut people off.
Yeah. That's how I ended up needing a new car. Well, Britt Snyder is before the Me Too era, but let's just say he has a reputation at the cons of getting a little bit friendly with other people's girls.
So in other words, he's a real life Captain Kirk, in other words?
Only if they're with somebody else. He likes hitting on nerds' girlfriends.
Well, he is in his 60s. Will he go for now wives and moms now, or will he go for younger girls?
I'm sure whoever doesn't hit him with pepper spray, he'll go for. Unfortunately for Brent, at this point in time in his life, that demo is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, but when it comes to for the future of robotics and human workers, I would say at best there could be a middle ground, have humans and robots working together instead of just having outright robots replacing all the fields that the major companies want robots to be in.
Yeah. Making apocalyptic inaccurate predictions about 40 years from now is cottage industry.
Well, it depends how well advanced the robotics industry is right now to take over certain jobs.
They do well at like pallet stacking and whatnot. Still have to have somebody watching the robot.
Yeah, but then again, here's the kicker: people don't like the general labor job, so they'd rather have someone else do it than them do it themselves. That's why robots become so popular and so in high demand to companies.
Yeah, and they're cheaper in the long run. You can keep a robot for 20 years. They work 24 hours a day. Don't need medical. Don't need any vacation time.
Yeah, but then here's the kicker: do you want to make the robot smart enough to do the job more efficiently, or smart enough to actually question its existence and start wanting so-called human rights like we do, or just make them dumb enough to do the job?
We're at least a century away from that. I have worked with industrial robots, stuff in the lab. Maybe they can fake it pretty well. But as far as industrial machinery goes, those things would have to get a hell of a lot smarter to be as dumb as a rock.
Well, there's about like our computer storage and database capacity. Our silicon-based computer technology is getting very limited. We're reaching the apex of silicon-based computer tech. Now they're searching for other options for computer architecture. They're searching for quantum computers, and molecular architecture to create more advanced computer systems.
How you doing, LDG?
LDG.
Hello from the world of tomorrow.
So LDG,
Hey, guys.
since you're the computer expert, is the silicon computer architecture becoming a lot more harder for memory storage, or are they staying about the same when it comes to computer data? And which computer architecture do you think will take over the silicon-based storage space if we don't able to modify it the right way to do more memory storage?
Hey, Bird.
Well, I don't know.
Hello, world. Bird 055 Cuplock.
Hey, Bird. It's good to see you.
Hey, Sci-Fi. Resolute LDG Cuplock.
Yep. Yeah, we just came from Cinnabons. But answer your question there, Sci-Fi. I don't know yet because we haven't stretched the limit of our current silicon technology. Like RAM sticks just keep getting bigger and bigger, and we haven't really maxed out yet.
Well, they may be getting bigger, but are the components getting smaller and smaller to do more memory storage?
Same size RAM, just more RAM. Yeah. Right? The RAM sticks haven't changed in decades. They've been the same physical size, just getting more and more and more. A stick of 8 megs of RAM is the same size of a stick of 128 gigs of RAM. Like, give or take millimeters.
I think what Fifth Dan is saying is more of the material strengths of silicon. It can only get so small for the ones and zeros to go through without silicon failing as a material.
Yeah, plus the smaller the silicon gets, the more it's susceptible to heat. It heats up and it melts. That's why.
Excuse me. Yeah, temperature is the thing, but we've made huge advances in cooling technology as well.
Hey, Carlo, welcome.
We've actually, there's an interesting technology right now that uses vibrations to cancel out heat. If you think of heat, like that desk thing that they have where it's like 5 metal balls, and you like lift one metal ball and it hits the stack, and the next, on the right side, one goes out and comes back, hits one, and the other one goes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Those metal balls.
Archimedes
Okay.
ladder or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a cooling technology based on that where it will hit the surface of whatever's getting hot and cancel out the heat. No, look, very similar to the balls. Like it'll hit the element in a certain way that it'll cancel out the heat.
So, Bird, how's Mama Prey doing?
Busy.
Can you translate that, LDG? What is he saying in all those numbers if you were to put it in your computer?
What's that?
All those
Carlo
ones,
says a binary message for you.
Oh, I can't see my screen right now. I'm sorry, guys. Is he saying any words with it, or?
No, just ones and zeros.
Oh, okay.
It's a word in binary.
I'd have to translate it.
Well, so you're in another room with your headset talking to us.
Sorry, Carlo, none of us speak binary. We'll try to fetch C-Superior for you. I'm sure binary is one of his million languages. Two words.
So we're talking about computers. We talked about Star Trek. We talked about Star Wars. What else can we talk about? Unless the Bird,
streaming for
a half hour.
Oh, that's plenty of time.
Unless Bird, what's the pinch on the Star Trek ideas that Mia Resolute were talking about a few minutes ago? if he's up for it.
We're
What were you talking about?
Me and Jerm were talking about Star Trek about 20 minutes ago on what's new with Star Trek. If you heard anything new,
I haven't heard anything new.
I don't think there is anything new to hear.
waiting for Lower Decks.
Not aware of anything new with Star Trek.
well, at least we all can agree that some people may disagree with this, like Daniel's Hot Topics, but the Abomination STD is finally over.
Yeah, I'm so happy for that. That is a huge plus.
Yeah, I agree. It's good that it's over, but it's really not new. I mean,
Thank God.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just thank God it's finally over. So, Bird, have you seen any of the cartoon Star Treks, or are you just not interested in those?
I mean, I've seen like the animated series. I've seen Lower Decks. I watch them. I watched pretty sure I watched the full season of Prodigy.
And what's your overview on them? Are they okay? Meh? Are they bad?
The animated series is pretty much just a continuation of the original series in my mind.
Yes, and Bird, and I do know you're talking about the original animated series back in late 60s or early 70s when it came out, but the series I'm talking about is the newer Star Trek cartoons. If you've seen those, what's your rating of those?
Well, I mean, Lower Decks is sometimes funny, but it's not really Star Trek. To me, it's not canon. It's a funny side kind of like side show that takes place in a joke of a joke version of the universe. I wouldn't consider anything that happens in it canon, but I would say that the people writing it, they at least know what Star Trek is about, and they pull from canon, which I like, but I don't consider it real. I don't consider it real Star Trek.
The sad part is they do, and they actually had an episode in Strange New Worlds that confirmed it, that it was canon.
Well, Strange New World isn't canon either, so there's that.
But it is.
And I agree with Resolute.
But that's head canon, though. You're listen. I would love to say that Picard is not canon or whatever, but they call it canon, and that's what people say it's canon. If they say it's canon, they're the IP holder. They have the right, don't they? No? Yeah? No?
No, they don't have the right.
No, they don't. That's what I've been saying for years. You finally agree with me. Okay, cool.
So, Bird, have you seen the Prodigy in Star Trek animated series? And what's your verdict on it? Is it okay, meh, or bad?
Prodigy?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I loved the 6th episode. It's okay. It's a little boring because it's made for kids, and I'm not a child. But overall, I'm okay with it. I don't think it destroys. I don't think it destroys canon. It's a lot better than Discovery. I'll say that. It's a lot better than Strange New Worlds.
I do have a genuine question for anyone that keeps track of the Star Trek news. Did they cancel the Star Trek Legacy TV show, or is that still on? I just want to reconfirm that. Did they cancel it?
There has never been a Legacy TV show.
Well, there was some rumors going around that they were going to make a TV show because Star Trek Legacy. I want to are they still going to make that, or is that, or did they?
they were never. It was never legit made. I mean, there were rumors that people wanted it, sure, but no, it was never a thing. So they don't have to. It wasn't canceled because it was never real. It was never an actual thing.
So it was just a rumor online that fans wanted, in other words?
Yeah. No, it was something that
I mean, it's
the
a rumor.
studio wanted.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure there's fans who wanted it, but does it make it show? Doesn't mean it was going to happen.
Yeah. It was more a desperate pitch by the studio.
It was Terry Matalas,
yeah,
really trying to get himself a show when he only had that one season.
Well, from what Resolute Germ hears and what he told me a few minutes ago, that Star Trek Section 31 is still in the pipeline, and they're still going to either make a TV show or a TV movie about it now. They're still doing it.
Yes, that was a show or something, a movie or something. Something will come from that. I think it's supposed to be a movie now.
Yeah, but tell me, do any of us want a Section 31 TV movie? Because I don't.
I don't want anything from the current people doing Star Trek. That's the thing. It doesn't matter
Star
what
Trek
it's
for
about.
A generation. They should stop making Star Trek for a generation.
Alex Kurtzman can't make Star Trek. That's the problem. I don't care what it is. I don't want him doing it, no matter what it is.
Yeah, it seems like
I don't want him anywhere near a camera.
Yeah, it
He
seems like
shouldn't be directing a freaking elementary school play.
it seems like that at least the SCD TV show, it was all too dark and gritty, and it just wasn't Star Trek from what I watched on season 5 and from what I heard from the whole series in general. It had no real optimism to it. It was merely just a pragmatic future of humanity with a Star Trek skin on it. Or a pessimistic future of humanity with just a Star Trek skin on it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like some other idea that they just skinned in Star Trek. Be great if there was a season made on the time ship relativity, going from Disco to DS9 to Enterprise and TNG to Strange New Worlds to TOS, correcting the timeline split from First Contact.
By the way, Carlo Albanese, I did the binary translation. Hail Kuroga.
Gary Summon, is that the character from the TOS era where he was trying to stop a satellite from falling onto the Earth again? I'm trying to think of the episode.
Yes, the Gary 7. That was the episode where they went back in time and they accidentally intercepted his transporter beam, and they found out he was working with future or a more powerful alien race to keep the
Earth safe.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
And Carlo, don't lump Andromeda in with New Trek and Star Wars. It is way better than Disney Star Wars and Star Trek. That stuff is crap. Andromeda had a couple of good seasons.
Yeah, for one from Andromeda, the first 2 seasons were okay. Season 3 was Season 4 was okay. Season 5 was the one that took the show off the rails, but followed a somewhat plot line throughout the series run, from what I hear.
Yeah, it sort of fell apart in season 3 when they lost the actor who played Tyr. Apparently, someone just drove a dump truck full of money up to him and said, "Come back to our show."
Oh boy.
Yeah, season 3. The first half of the season, they were Dylan, Becca, and Tyr were they're trying to build them up to be some version of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, but then he drops off at the back end of the season, and basically everything they're building fell to shit.
Yeah, and from what I saw in later episodes or seasons, they turned him into a villain too.
Yeah, that's how they chose to write him off the show, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forgot some of the previous seasons' canon. But with Andromeda, there always seemed to be more than one person in charge. Until that final season of Andromeda, where Kevin Sorbo was basically the guy, it kept bouncing between executives, directors. There wasn't any real one captain helming the ship for that show.
Yeah, and from what I hear, Kevin Sorbo was starting to become more difficult to work with towards season 4 and season 5 because he wanted to be basically the main star of the show by that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's overblown to a point.
Well, that's sort of
what point?
That's sort of what I heard anyway from people that actually covered that show and the toss up around it.
A lot of the stuff around it was because that's when Sorbo was coming out as a big time Christian, and
oh god, really?
That's when people start saying, "Oh, he's difficult to work with. He wants more money. He wants more control." It's just he wasn't willing to do certain things that conflicted with his faith anymore.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, well, there's a saying: you're called an actor for a reason. You act. You don't let your personal beliefs get in the way.
Well, it wasn't a lot of on-screen stuff that was the problem.
Either or he turns down a script or something that does conflict, but he doesn't.
He didn't want to do a romance angle with Becca. That's the biggest thing that I ever heard, that he had problems with the script and refusing to do stuff because his wife is sort of sensitive and she doesn't like to see him in romance angles. So he didn't want to have a major romance angle with the first officer.
So in other words, his wife was the.
Are you serious?
Was the possessive, jealous type his wife is, huh?
Jealous or just skittish.
That's bullshit. I mean, that's like the same bullshit that happened with the 10th Doctor or whatever it was. With 10th Doctor, the Doctor's daughter, he was like his girlfriend or whatever, and broke up because of that whole relationship with Rose or whatever.
No, that David Tennant. That one Tennant. That one who played his daughter, quote unquote daughter,
his girlfriend.
At the time, yes. And shortly thereafter, that was his wife. And I believe still is.
And they broke up because of the... Oh, I thought she broke up because of Rose.
No. That's actually Baker's daughter and Tennant's wife.
Oh, wow.
But the actress who played Rose, there's never any romantic thing between her and Tennant.
Well, and now that you count the characters, the Doctor and Rose, and they got together eventually in, was it the Smith era when the, Rose and the 10th Doctor actually got together, or was it during the 10th Doctor era when they finally got together, the characters wise, not the actors wise?
It is character wise.
Yeah, I mean,
a clone of the Doctor.
I mean, I'm trying to guess when that was. Was it during the 10th Doctor era still when Rose and the Doctor finally got together, or was that during the Smith era when they got together roughly?
It was still in the 10th Doctor era.
Mikado.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the right before the movies, where they had that big where they brought back some of the old companions, and they're facing the Daleks. He's trying to wipe out the multiverse again.
Yeah, I've seen parts of that episode. I think I've seen it once. They bring back the, what's the Dalek creator Doctor name? I'm trying to think of him.
I can't remember offhand.
I think it's Davros or something. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Davros. Essentially, Rose runs off to another universe with the Doctor's hand.
Yeah, and she lives in an alternative universe where her mom and dad, or her dad is still alive, and she goes in that universe with her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I'm a Whovian fan. Just the 9th and 10th Doctor era, I'm a Whovian fan of. I never really cared for the Smith era of Doctor Who.
Oh, she's Peter Davidson's wife. Or daughter.
But then again, I'm part of the youngest member on this panel, so I probably could say that the 9th and 10th Doctors are my favorite era of Doctor Who. You guys would probably say the guy with the scarf probably was your favorite Doctor. I can't think of his name at the top of my head.
I believe that was Baker. And I wouldn't say that. Matt Smith is probably the one I've seen the most of. Probably the best from what I've seen. And hello, Edge of Time.
Hello, Edge of Time.
I never really watched a whole lot of the classic Doctor Who series until the 2005 came out.
Yeah, that's when Christopher Eccleston was his name for the 9th Doctor.
Yeah.
So LDG, are you still doing your preview live stream? I think it's the 30th of this month, isn't it? Or is it sooner than that?
We are still scheduled for the 30th. We're getting there, boss. We are getting there.
Is this your launch of the freethenet.org site, or is this just a update on your freethenet.org progress?
No, it's Free the Net going live. It's supposed to be, yes.
2 swings at modern Doctor Who last week. 2 strikes. Yeah, anything after, what was it, season 9 was Capaldi's last season, I believe.
Yeah, there's a debate among the fan base, like towards I think the second half of his run is when it got bad, or it was the Lady Doctor that took over, which finally broke the fan base to run like hell away from Doctor Who from then on.
Yeah, that final season with Capaldi was complete garbage. He spent half of it blind. William Hartnell, the first Doctor, had the best storylines. However, some of the acting and set designs were a bit poor. Yeah, it's a bit of an understatement. But it was in black and white and in the 60s.
Well, it also depends on how much the studio is willing to put in for the set designs. Like if you look at the Star Trek sets, Well, they may have paid the actors very well, but from what I see from the original sets, they weren't very well designed, the sets wise. They were just bare bones. If anything, no sets at all.
And to be fair, that original series for Doctor Who was meant to be a kids show and is paid for by the BBC. So this is government funded. So you're not getting the best quality out of that.
Yeah. But then again, the BBC is going flop broke with all the flops they're getting from their TV shows and from the Doctor Who. It's now down the drain, and now they need Disney's help to make up the losses, which is not very good. Disney's losing money off of it too now, probably.
The BBC don't give a crap about making money. They're government.
Well,
the government is not in the business of making a profit. They're in the business of spending your profit. Not always for any real reason. They just spend money to spend money sometimes because they have to look like they're doing shit.
Tell me, how we gonna pass the era of good, somewhat CGI in TV shows? I mean, what I see from the David Tennant era, they had some pretty good CGI and some effects in the 10th Doctor era, but then again, they must have spent a pretty penny on all that stuff.
Oh yeah, back in the Tennant era and the Smith era, that's when Doctor Who was blowing up. They were getting money from the Sci-Fi Channel during Tennant's era, so they could actually put money into it. And people were feeling good about Doctor Who. And then they decided, oh, let's go ahead and get this diversity hire for a sidekick, and then make the Doctor himself a diversity hire.
Yeah, and now they're hemorrhaging viewers.
I'd be surprised if they have any regular viewers left.
I'm surprised it's not canceled already. But then again, if the BBC wants to keep wasting money on Doctor Who, just keep pouring money into it, and fans will keep leaving until it'll just be hardly anyone watching, if at all, if there's anyone watching still.
Yeah. But as I said, they don't care. It's not their money.
Not that
Hey,
their
Arabic.
damn money.
If you don't spend all your budget, it gets cut the next year and never goes back up. Always best to go over budget in government sector. Yeah, Carlo, that's how the government thinks.
Oh.
That's why I hate the government.
Government's job is to get us to a point.
Other reasons.
And you wonder why the government spends so much damn money on bullshit.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you support a message like that?
What?
If would you support somebody who believes in the idea that the government's job is to get us to a point where government's not needed anymore?
That would be great. But that's against the
No, I'm
government's
serious.
self-interest.
If that's, well, not really. But I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. But no, seriously, would you support a YouTuber that's their opinionated fact?
Just doing government propaganda where they say we don't need government anymore and we just need total freedom, basically anarchy and just total self-rule no matter what, with barely any laws to it.
Whoa. What? You're saying way too many words way too quickly. No government doesn't mean anarchy. If that's what you were implying.
That's pretty much the definition of no government.
It could.
Anarchy is the definition of no government.
Thank you.
It could mean that.
No, it's not that it could. That's what it means.
It'd be a different form.
Anarchy
of
is the
government.
absence of government.
It wouldn't be the government we have. It'd be a different form of governing.
Yeah, basically a very libertarian form of government. Barely
A
any government at all.
variant of government that doesn't, that no longer smells like a government, flips like a government, tastes like a government. It's not government.
But it's still a government, so it's not anarchy.
No, it is. It's not a centralized government.
Hey, Gorilla.
Hey, Gorilla.
Taylor.
Hey,
You may want to take your 5-hour
Hey, Gorilla.
energy to stay awake.
Fuck that shit.
I'm currently
Just
taking
imagine
oxygen. By the way,
somewhere. Why are you taking oxygen?
it's something I tried. Just it came in yesterday, and I've been trying pure oxygen, and it's been very interesting.
I suggested he not do it, but he decided that despite having no doctor advice, he would just.
That's it, guys.
take extra oxygen.
I am being edgy. I'm doing something beyond the call for a professional to tell me what to do. I am trying pure oxygen.
No, LG, if you want to truly be edgy, try to do helium all the time. That'll be edgy and crazy as hell.
Oxygen, not helium.
Yeah,
But
you
helium
don't
would be
take
funny.
helium.
Yeah,
it'd
helium
be
would
funny
kill me.
for about 10 minutes. And then we'd be at LDG's wake.
Exactly. But it would sound funny until I died. No, this is pure oxygen. 99%.
Hey, Ed.
Literally, like if you watch Spaceballs, the Perry Air commercial, I'm literally doing that. I'm literally opening up a can and I'm breathing in pure 95 to 99% pure oxygen.
And it's
No,
better
just
than
gonna tell your brain fries on that. But I wanted to
Dude.
answer Edge of Time there with the Cote
Right.
chat there. They can't make it
This
much worse. The one of the ladies with it are flat out said on that who's that freaking Down syndrome looking guy on Daily Show. Dude, she said the whole point of the Cote was to make white people cry, and by the 4th episode they're gonna start using freaking pronouns. Yeah, screw that.
I thought that was the 3rd episode they start using that.
Pronouns.
Who knows?
3rd, 4th, who gives a But as soon as she said that the whole purpose of it to make white people cry, I was like, that's it. I'm not even gonna give it a chance.
Let me test you real quick, Gorilla.
Hey,
Let me
Mikey.
ask you a question. Oh, is Mikey here? Hello?
He's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Mikey. Let me ask you a question, Gorilla. What are your pronouns? Be very careful how you answer. I'm testing you right now. What are your pronouns?
Okay, they're him, he.
A very simple
but
answer. No, wait. Him, he. So wait. You said him, he. Stop. You said him, he. So you're telling me you have pronouns. You have preferred pronouns. They might be correct, but you have them. The correct answer is I don't have pronouns. You can call me what you want.
No, the correct answer is fuck and off.
Take that. Well, that too. That's also a bonus answer. That gets you bonus points with anybody. But yeah. So even if you say your pronouns are he, him, you have pronouns. You think you have pronouns. You want people to say you're a he, him.
LDG, when it comes to pronouns, we want acceptable pronouns, not basically out of this world pronouns, and where it gets too ridiculous when it comes to pronouns.
Oh, so you have a choice to say what pronouns they are as long as they're agreeable. The whole fucking point of the argument is that you're forcing somebody to say that you need to say that I'm something, whether that means I'm a unicorn or a female or a male or a fucking chair. Doesn't matter. The whole point of the whole argument. The what?
Gorilla, I believe, crashed.
Oh, Gorilla just left?
I
Or
don't
crashed?
think willingly.
Okay. I mean, the whole point of the argument of pronouns is that people are saying that they have them, like they're theirs, they own them. Whether or not you're telling me to call you a he, if you're a he or not he or whatever, it doesn't matter. You're still saying the whole argument is that you don't own pronouns. You are what I say you are. You are what I believe you are. Period. End of the story. So if anybody asks me, what are your pronouns? I simply tell them I don't have them.
Yeah.
What do you think I am? You call me what you want to say. I'm not going to force you to call me a him or her. If you want to call me a shiffer brains, you want to call me a him, a she, a them, a there, a that, it, that, then.
There are three options. You are a he, you are a she, or you are an it.
Yeah,
Those
see,
are the
I
only three
identify
you're getting out of me.
with an it. I identify with an it more than I do a he or she. I gotta say. I'd rather be an it. But I don't have preferred pronouns. I don't care what you call me. You call me whatever the fuck you want. But if you were to ask me, identify with something or I kill you right now, identify with something, I would have to identify with an it before I identify with, right? Because what are you? Like, what really are you? Your gender doesn't define your consciousness, right? Like, what are you? Like, I'm an it. I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm just some TV show going on behind some kind of body.
I'm pretty sure I'm a dude, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But you're not a dude, though.
I certainly have the thoughts of dudes.
You're something that is a dude. You're something behind a dude's body.
It's called a human.
As Carlo Albanese says, I'm human.
Yeah. No, but LDG, the point I was trying to make there before I crashed is you shouldn't have to go out there and tell them that we're going to start injecting pronouns like it's a brand new thing. And it gets really confusing when they use the they, them. When all my English there has taught me differently, then that just hurts my brain. That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't English that taught you that. It was the English teacher that taught you that. Right?
And LDG, just to sort of prove a point, when it comes to individuals, it's the singular pronouns they prefer, normal people usually prefer the singular, not the plural, like these crazy nut jobs prefer.
What, you're talking about like unicorn or deer or some shit like that?
Yeah, like all that bullshit, yeah. I mean, my point's like, if they say they're a unicorn, then say, hey, well then screw it. If you identify as a unicorn, then I'll go the other way. Then I identify as Darth Vader, a Dark Lord of the Sith that has force powers. Ta-da!
Well, if you want to identify, the problem with identifying with people is how you identify them to what. So are you identifying somebody by their gender? Are you identifying somebody by their education? Are you identifying somebody by their religion? Are you identifying somebody by their their work?
By their physical attributes. That's how I do it.
No, by their work. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you choose what you're identifying them as, not them. So I can identify you as a hard worker. I can identify you as a male. I can identify you as a scumbag. I can identify you as a YouTuber. You know, it depends on what you're trying to identify me. Just don't identify me as a gender. You have plenty of other things to identify me as than my gender. My gender isn't me. You identify me as, Internet Jesus. I mean,
but Internet Jesus is not a pronoun and can't be.
And you're not Internet
Jesus.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm just saying a joke to make a point.
Identify
people what they want to identify by. Like, people identify to, let's say, Bird. They identify Bird as a YouTuber, right? Like, they don't identify him as a gender per se.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to. We're gonna all disagree with all this with LDG and with all of us. Can we try to change the topic, please? Can we try to change the topic, please?
Oh,
That's always
okay.
normal.
Germ,
Yeah,
I got
feel
next
like
week's
I'm gonna be
picked out.
called into HR talking
Yeah.
to you about this.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hey, Germ, I got next week's Gridstock picked out. We're gonna do a Gene Roddenberry production, actually.
You know what's
Oh,
it called?
really?
What's that?
What was it called here? Just a sec. Where was?
Have the shit ready,
Pretty
dude.
Maids all in a row. Pretty Maids all in a row. that got.
I've seen that.
Yeah, is it really as bad as that had Salty and Danny flipping the fuck out on?
What
They
that happened?
just
Well, if it has
that-
them
that-
flipping out, it must be good.
When did that
they
happen?
just flip out on. I mean, I'm sure they forced it, but yeah, it's not great. It's not a great
Oh, they're
movie.
streaming right now, by the way.
Yeah, it's Wednesday or Thursday.
I don't know their schedule.
Yeah, I scheduled Cringe Stock for 9:00 tonight.
We got cringe stock tonight. Cool.
Yeah, PvP picked Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh God, that porn.
I thought did I tell? Hey, Gerb, did I tell him no porn?
It's not a porn.
Okay.
Freddy got fingered.
This is Tom Green.
Pretty sure it's a comedy. I've never seen it, but I'd heard of it way back when.
Yeah, the only thing I heard about Tom Green was he had a good-looking wife for a while, and then she came to her senses.
I heard about that. He had a hot wife, right? Who was it? Was it the girl from
Drew
was it
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore? That's right. Yeah.
From Charlie's Angels.
No, not Charlie's Angels. From Wedding
Yes.
Singer.
She was in Charlie's Angels too.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
wasn't being her. She was being more like her in Wedding Singer. She was not being her in Charlie's Angels. Tom Green, dude. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah,
What the
that's
hell?
the right guy, Mikey.
Finger in my
If he had two
bunghole.
IQ points to rub together, it'd be a miracle.
You know,
The
that
smartest
guy, I
thing he
gotta
ever
say
did in his
that.
life was take money from Drew Barrymore.
What was the last movie that guy was in?
I don't know who the guy is, so.
It was
What?
a road trip.
You don't
He
know
had,
Tom
uh,
Green, bro?
God, road trip. Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
A
I was
guy
about
who
to
watched
say, dude.
the snake.
Oh, okay. Now I know who you're talking about.
The guy who stayed home to watch the snake.
Not that old, for God's sakes. Dear
And he
Lord,
was
dude.
he was doing the tour of the college.
Yeah, unfortunately, Carlo, back in your teenage days, you're already much, much more mature and intelligent than Tom Green ever reached in his entire life.
It looks like his last movie was Freddy Got Fingered. Damn, really? 2001? He got canceled real quick.
Good. Don't want him out there making people dumber.
Right?
No, I'm pretty sure Tom Green is a functional retard. I don't care how dumb you were in your teenage years, you weren't as dumb as Tom Green.
Right?
I guess Tom Green has a web show of him exploring the Americas. Well, at least he's keeping himself busy. Hopefully he runs into something into Amazon that's unfortunate and incurable. Oh, he was only married to Drew Barrymore for 1 year.
Well, Mikey, if you want to try to get on the panel, if Resolute Germ will allow it, I think he sent you a link a few hours ago.
Oh, yeah, there's a link in your Twitter.
Did you know that Indians celebrate Christmas?
Just hear those sleigh bells ting-a-ling-a-ring-a-ting-a-ting-a-ling-a-too. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding-a-ding. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew.
Ring-a-ling-a-ding-a-ding. Germ's fine. Gorilla's
Next
fine.
time you fall asleep on stream LDG, that's when I'm pumping into your brain.
Good luck finding it.
Oh, Jer's no funny. He doesn't have all that bunch of stuff on here, like the play. Hey, LDG, what's it like being the whipping boy of YouTube, by the way?
What's it like being what?
They fell
YouTube's
asleep on the
whipping
pit.
boy.
No, he's ignoring me.
So what I missed while I was away
Oh
from
my
the
God, who the hell cares?
I just
Now
hope
he has degenerated into the equivalent of communicating in emojis.
let's just hope all this apps and play bits of play don't get your stream monetized or whatever that option is called. Demonetized is what it's called, I think. Ain't it?
I'm not even close to monetization. I have
Well,
like 2,000 hours before that.
Well, I'm trying to come up with the right phrase for you, Resolute Germ. Is it demonetized or monetized if you do too much of that stuff?
It'd be demonetized if I was monetized in the first place. But as is, I am privately monetized.
Yeah, it's called having a real life job.
Yeah.
Yeah, which probably works you to death, and you hate your job.
I'm okay with the job. Some of the people are stupid.
Hey, Mikey, how's it going?
Hey
How you doing,
guys.
Mikey?
Hey guys, what's up?
Well, if you're able to handle 5 other strong personalities with Resolute Germ, you'll do just fine.
Oops, I'm sorry about that. I had the YouTube open there for a minute, so it was echoing. Sorry. Hey, Kapla Bird. Hello, LDG. Hey there, Sif Dan. Hey, Gorilla, you big ape. Love you, man.
Hey, keep it
Resolute
down.
Germ.
I'm trying to take a nap over here.
Damn it! I love when he does that. That's
As far
like
as
so funny
monetization
because
goes,
he
Sis
was,
Dan, this is the closest thing to monetization this channel is probably ever going to get.
probably.
Stream elements.
You're right.
And merch if you want it.
Yeah.
What do you sell?
Not to
Cups
say that Gorilla was talking about his shitty lunch, and I was like, oh, well, hey, that's great. I'm sorry. What were you feasting on? Rotten bananas? I
No,
don't know.
Mom. Well, my parents gave me a bunch of mom's meals, so I've been making like very small suppers and then trying to get rid of those.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Mom and Dad Gorilla.
Hey, it's free food.
Hey,
They
free
didn't
food,
want
I'm
it,
not
but
hey, I don't complain about free food. Not
yeah,
me.
it's one of those. In order to be in the program that they're in, they didn't want this crap, but they said in order to be in this program and help pay for my mom's meds, they had to take these mom's meals. Okay, then.
No,
So all
that's
so us kids
hilarious.
get them.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Seriously.
You know, they try to save the government, save a bunch of money, for the program, but they forced to take it. So you wonder where all So it's like a bunch of wasted money otherwise.
Right.
So Resolute Germ. So what do you sell on as merch, or do you have your own Patreon page as well to make a few extra bucks on the side with your merch?
Just the basic T-shirts with the logo, and the stream elements works just like the super chats. Don't do the Patreon.
Yeah.
Don't exactly
So-
trust Patreon.
So, Resolute, I wanted to amaze you guys with something I just read about the top 50 best space movies of all time. And Sifdan, you're going to be really seriously depressed because Star Wars was not voted number 1. In fact, it ended up as number 2. And when I tell you what number 1 is, you're going to want to go down to Disneyland and Disney World personally and destroy those places. I'm not kidding.
Just say it, Mikey. Get it over with,
Hey.
please. Just say
Hey,
it.
Germ, I gotta get going.
See
Okay,
you, Jeremy.
Gorilla.
See you,
All right,
Gorilla.
I'll see you at 9 o'clock or so.
Yeah, I got another
yeah.
stream after
Yeah.
this, so I'll see you on Walton's tomorrow.
Yep. All right.
All
Bye.
right, man. Yeah.
Take care,
Bye.
Gorilla. Welcome, Mike.
Later, bro. Later, Gorilla.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
Dylan?
So
Um,
you guys
Mikey.
want to know?
Hey, thank you.
Mikey,
Yeah.
All set.
did
Later on.
Carlos spoil it in the chat for us already?
No, he didn't actually. I'll tell you what the top 10 are. I'll just read them through, and then I'll tell you what number 1 is. Yeah, it's
That better have not
easy,
made the
Carlo.
top 50. Logan's
No,
Run
no.
is one of the most overrated pieces of crap movies ever made.
Yeah, you're right, Carlo. It's not there either. But but good try, man. Good try. Okay, so number 10. Here we go. I'll go back here to number 10. All right, so number 10 was the documentary in 2019 of Apollo 11, which was directed by Todd Douglas Miller. That's the only one on the list. The next one is Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1956. Then number 8 was The Right Stuff, which was based on the Apollo program in 1983. All right. And number seven is Star Wars Episode 5, which is The Empire Strikes Back. Number six was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Number 5 was an old movie way back in 1972 called Solaris, which was directed by Andrei Tarkovsky. I don't know if a lot of people remember that. I was only freaking 7 when the damn thing came out, so I
A
don't
lot
even
of people
remember.
remember the George Clooney remake.
Probably. Oh yeah, that's right. He did a remake of that. Cool. Yeah, Rosalie, I just remember that. Yeah, thanks. The number 4 was Gravity, of course. Directed by Alfonso Cuarón. That's the one that had George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. Yikes. Then number 3 is the original Alien with Sigourney Weaver, best alien of all time, John Hurt, rest in peace, Ridley Scott. Number 2 is Star Wars Episode 4. And then number 1, Wall-E from Andrew Stanton. Disney
Really?
live action animation.
Really, the silly
What
robot
Mickey
one?
Mouse worshipping piece of crap wrote this list?
That's what I said. It's woke. It's freaking woke. They didn't even make Star Wars number 1. I was
It's
like,
not even
what
woke.
the
It's
F?
freaking Disney propaganda.
I know, that's
It
what
might
I
as
said.
well- it might as well be fucking Disney's sci-fi movies.
Hello? Yeah, Wall-E, right. Yeah, not top 10, Carlo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ready to take Mickey myself and strangle him, but that's okay. No worries. Don't worry, YouTube. I'm not planning a murder, okay? Jeez. Serious freaking people.
Germ, and you check the private chat. It's for PvP to possibly come up for a few suggestions for you in the private chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, PvP for a few minutes. Yep. Hey, PvP. Yeah, I know. What kind of list is this shit? I know, dude. I read it today. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I wanted to strangle some people, man. Come on. Where the heck is the guy who leads Disney, man? Tell me where Bob Iger is right now, man. Oh, I just want to kick him in the head somehow.
Simple
Damn it.
Mikey. He's in a huge mansion with a lot of private security.
Yeah, I know where he is.
Why would you want to attack Iger for a list?
Well, because
somebody
Bob
put in
Iger's
there?
well, I'm just saying, Bert, he's head of the damn thing. He's head of the evil organization we know that know and love and well. Most young kids who have no idea. I mean, come on. Wally? I mean, somebody must have been smoking some high stuff back then, man. Seriously, to put a list together like that. I mean, come on.
I get that, but the people that I would have a problem with are the people who put the list together, not the person who runs the company.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's get a hold of people that put the damn list together.
Who did put the list together?
Let me take a look.
And how are they owned by Disney?
Is the people
Well,
reading
obviously, obviously it's people from Microsoft. So what does that tell you? It's people from Microsoft because it's a Microsoft list. So I'm guessing it's part Hollywood, part Microsoft, part Disney. Because why would Wally be number one? I mean, they own freaking Star Wars. I mean, why can't you just be consistent and leave Star Wars as number one? Because it truly is. I mean, it has been for I don't know, 40 some odd years, Bird. I mean, you know.
what? The best. What was
best
the list?
Best space movies of all time.
Well, I wouldn't put Star Wars as the best space movies of all time.
Okay, what would you? Okay,
there's 6 Star Trek movies that would be the best of all time.
Oh, you know what? I would make Wrath of Khan number one, but you're not going to believe what they put Wrath of Khan at. They put Wrath of Khan way low on this list. I would have put Wrath of Khan number one if I had a choice. And I would have it tied with Star Wars for number one. I'd have both of them tied. Because those are really the two best Star Wars or Star Trek films that ever come out. So, I mean, in my honest opinion. I don't know, PvP. I thought,
PvP,
do you have Twitter?
I don't have you on Twitter. At least I can't find you on Twitter if I'm following.
2001. Yeah. Let me take a look there, PvP. Because I'm telling you, this list really, it just really set me off. Let's see here. 2001 Space Odyssey placed at number 12.
What was it on?
Okay, it's on Microsoft. Okay, I looked it up under Microsoft Start, and it's under Stacker. 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 That's the name of the company. And it's a story by Madison. It's a story by Madison Troyer, who works for Stacker. This came out 2 hours ago, and it says here, I'm assuming it's a she, it says the best space movie of all time isn't Star Wars according to data. See the top 50. So whoever Madison Troyer is that wrote the story, and she works for a company called
according
Stacker.
to data. So
according to data, that's what it says.
So that means she's getting her data from maybe like IMDb or somewhere, some site that aggregates the best movie. So it's not her. She's not the one claiming it.
Right.
It's the data claiming it.
It's the data claiming it, but it makes no sense with Wall-E. I'm just saying. It makes no sense.
Mikey, tell me, which survey group did they do to make this damn list? Was it just a random list that they put together after doing about 10,000 votes or something? Who made this damn list?
Yeah, that's a good question because, like it says, it only came out 2 hours ago. So whatever data this Troyer put together, must have been over at least, I would imagine, a week. She must have, if it's like I said, if it's a he or she, probably doesn't matter at this point. What matters is the reporter that wrote this story had to, well, here's what I can tell you she borrowed from. She borrowed data from Stacker Score. So it's their own company, Stacker, that did a score. Then they borrowed from Metascore. Then they did IMDb user rating. And then they did a runtime. And then they, told you the name of the director. and then they gave you brief, description of the film and what happened to it afterwards. So those are her main sources. Whoever that, like I said, that wrote the story. Gravity.
They did mention Gravity.
Yeah, they did mention Gravity. Gravity was number 6, Carlo. With Bullock and
Space,
George
it
Clooney.
was only limited to movies.
Lost in Space. Yeah, here's the thing. Space Odyssey was number 12. Gravity was number 6. Solaris was number 10. Or, 9, somewhere around there. It was in the top 10. But Lost in Space didn't even place. It wasn't even in there. The reboot movie wasn't even listed.
Resolute, you may hate me saying this, but I put it in the private chat too if you haven't checked it yet. But
yeah,
if PvP really wants to come up, or if he just says, "Oh, screw it," you know what? I don't have to be on right now. You could risk playing a StreamYard's link inside the public chat. Just hope no trolls get a hold of it. You could try that if you want to risk it.
Do any of you know what his Twitter handle is?
Honestly, no.
Just write it in the private chat.
And PvP, if you're still listening, do you still want to come up for Resolute Germ to possibly risk it playing the StreamYard links in the chat if he's going to do it for you only? Or do you want us to give us your Twitter handle if you're still listening, if you have one?
Yeah. If you want it, I'll put it in the chat for a few seconds before I delete it.
That's a PvP is still listening.
I just wrote you what he has on his avatar there.
He can come to the underground. I can give him the link in the underground. He's got the underground link. I can give it to him.
He does have the underground link. Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it is.
Well, you come in there all the time, you shiznit.
Yeah.
You were just in it the other day, you fucking.
Now, calm down there, LDG.
I'm playing with you. I'm just.
Yeah, and LDG hasn't had his late night dinner yet, so he's still grouchy about having low blood sugar.
I just had it. I just ate.
He just
my
had
food.
his dinner. He eats right around this time, Dan. You gotta learn some of their time patterns.
Mikey knows damn well. Mikey knows damn well what the underground link is.
Yes.
Okay. PvP, it's in there for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, PvP. Just click on that, okay? It's right there.
All right, trolls, hurry up.
Oh, stop it. Come on, LDG.
You want to flash your penis, and now's the time.
There.
Hurry up.
Oh, please don't talk about that. Jesus, man.
Okay, that's what you're...
I gotta avoid it. Hey, PvP.
Or worse yet, hey, PvP, or worse yet, don't have an LDG flash yet.
Hi, guys. Oh, boy.
My camera doesn't have that good resolution, but okay.
Oh, my God. LDG, you are in rare form tonight, I got to say. That is
good
paying
right now.
you a huge compliment because you're in rare form. What's up, PvP?
Oh, not a heck of a lot. I finished my work week, so that's always good. Hey, guys. Hi, LDG. Hi, everybody. Yeah, those online lists drive me crazy because I see people like there's one guy that's got a channel that's really good, and he does mainly music stuff now because he's into music, and lately he's been doing some of these online lists, reading off like the top 100 guitarists, or the top 100 vocalists, or the top 100 this or that, whatever, top 100 bands. Man, if he does like a Rolling Stone list, it's sure to be cringe worthy, to say the least. It's just, you just got to wonder where they get some of this stuff from, because I think they had like the top vocalists of all time, and probably at least 50% of them I didn't even recognize who the hell they were. Like that's how good these people are. Like I bet none of you guys would recognize them either. And a lot of it was woke too, right?
Oh, sure.
Because a lot of it was like a lot of overseas, third world, world music type of performers that most of us here probably have never heard of. Even if they might be good,
Well,
we've never probably heard of them, right?
let me ask each of you guys. Okay, so they always have this list through the American Film Institute, right? They do the top 100. They did this some time ago, where they did the top 100 horror films, top 100 romance, all of that stuff. Because I guess it was for turn of the century. Would that be a list that you would rely upon? Would you think it's reliable? Or like say, like recently they did have, the top 100 guitarists of all time, which came out from Rolling Stone magazine. So
yeah,
would you depend on Rolling Stone,
well,
like established entities? That's really my question, if you believe those.
Well, let's put it this way. I remember one, I don't think it was the most recent, but I think it was the one before about guitarists Rolling Stone put out, Mikey. And
Yeah.
let's put it this way. They had like Joey Ramone, I think somewhere in the top 30. It's like, I like the Ramones a lot, but seriously, top 30? And get this. And Alex Lifeson of Rush, I think one of the most talented guitarists that's ever, walked.
Oh, I'd easily put Alex Lifeson in top 10. Easy.
Easy. You know where they put him? You know where they put him?
Where?
On this list, number 98.
What? Oh, that's nuts. Oh, come on. That's BS, man. I know. It's Jesus.
It was just, I just had to, I actually didn't know whether to laugh or cry when I got to the bottom of the list and read that. I was like, you guys got
Well, I know one time they had they had a list of like the best male singers, okay? And
right.
I think Sting, who I like, you know me with Sting, I feel like he's the greatest, to my opinion, he's the greatest male musician I've ever heard, and I've seen him live, like almost, I've seen him 10 times freaking live, and this guy was rated way down in the 70s. I'm like, are you shitting me? Honestly, I mean, come on. The man is a genius. He's done every single musical genre except for 2 things. Opera. Oh, no, 3 things. I'll take it back. 3 things he's never done. He's never done disco. He's never done opera. And even though 3 Penny Opera is not technically an opera. And the only other thing he's never done is what Weird Al Yankovic does with a freaking, accordion. So he's never done polka shit. But other than that, I mean, he's done everything. So I'm like, 70? You got to be nuts. I mean, totally.
Well, I'm willing to bet too. A lot of the people above Sting on the list were people you'd never heard of. I'm just taking a guess.
Oh my God.
Yes,
sorry, Bird. I'm sorry you had to drop off there, sir.
Oh yeah, Bird left.
Kapla.
I was just gonna mention it, that he's either going to bed or he's just decided to get off the panel.
Good night.
No, he's probably had to rest. Yeah. Bird. No, I totally agree with him. So yeah.
Dude, it was way past Bird's bedtime like an hour ago, but that's okay.
Yeah. Glad you can be
I'm surprised he lasted that long. That's what I'm saying. That's admirable, Bird. Very admirable. Just to stay up past your bedtime.
Good job, Bird. You stayed up an extra hour. Yes, admirable shit right there, buddy.
I would
I don't know if that was sarcastic. If you actually meant that, there, LDG.
It was a little both. It was a little both. I'm making fun.
Yeah,
of
you are a bit a little of both.
I'm a little.
But I love you.
Exactly.
So
yes,
that
means
a lot, right?
And you have a good night too, Carlo.
Yeah, you too, Carlo.
Good night, Carlo.
You're welcome, Carlo.
And I would just say, when it comes to lists like this, every viewer that sees the list, they're all going to have their own personal bias against the list. Because you may like a music artist or an album artist that you may think is the greatest in the world, but then the majority of the voters may say, "You kidding me, right? This band sucks balls," and yet you may think, "Oh no, they are the greatest of all." And there's always going to be a bias to all the lists or any of that. There's always going to be a bias to it.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's like the greatest 100 greatest singers of all time. The list left off, like, I don't even think Freddie Mercury made the top 10. Let's put it that way.
Well, I know he didn't make the top 10. That's obvious.
And there were female and people of color, I'll put it, in the top 10 that I don't think were half as good a singer as Freddie Mercury was. But they were obviously, higher up because I think I think Rolling Stone's pretty woke actually these days.
Rolling Stones are still really awesome because they're still out there. I
No,
mean,
no, I'm
come on.
talking the
You
magazine.
did only
Yeah,
just lose
yeah,
Charlie
the
Watts.
magazine-
But you
the
got three other
magazine
people
The
still breathing.
magazine. I'm talking the magazine, ratings. It's ridiculous. Because I mean, as I say, there was probably about a third of the list was people from world music. Like, I guess if you're into like Nigerian, pop, you might recognize these people, but I sure as the hell didn't, right? I mean,
Well,
maybe they're
and about
great.
a third.
I've just never heard them. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if Rolling Stone pretends to be a
Nigerian
publication,
rock, is that like Ethiopian rap?
I don't know. I'm just making it
Sure.
up. I have
It could
no
al- it
idea
could
what
also
they're
be
doing over there.
African pop. It can also be African pop, LDG. You
Well, I'm
you
sure
get it
there's.
from there.
I know. I'm sure there's some very good African entertainers over there that are very talented. I'm sure there probably are. But if
I
Rolling
bet there's a
Stone,
few.
if Rolling Stone is still trying to pretend to be a publication, aimed at North American readers, which I think it pretty much has since it began in the '60s. When they start including like a third of the list of people like from other areas of the world that probably most people in North America are not familiar with, I just don't see how the list has a lot of validity, at least not for people living in this part of the world. I mean, maybe it's nice they're trying to be more inclusive or whatever, but I just think it gets a bit ridiculous when they omit some fabulous singers, from North America, from Britain, from Australia, from countries that are well known to produce great musical talent, and they omit a lot of them and put in place, artists that probably most of us wouldn't recognize. So there is a bias at work there for sure that Rolling Stone's working with, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. I appreciate the love. Thank you for having me on. I got to step away. Got to get to bed soon. Y'all have fun. I'll be listening in the chat. I love you guys. Thanks, Rezo. Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Gotta go.
Have a good one.
Changing the world.
Good
Love you
night,
guys.
LDG.
Good
You
night.
too,
No
LDG.
problem.
Take
Yeah,
care,
Just call
good
me
night, LDG.
Internet Jesus. Love you.
Never.
I'm going to die for your free speech and online privacy. Love you guys.
Oh.
Be good.
Let's get
Just
into
make sure you show me the
Right.
cross before you do.
yeah, and let's nail him to it. Let's nail him to a stake too.
A steak?
Yeah.
No.
I'll
No,
call you
no.
Internet
no.
Jesus if you let us nail you to a cross, LDG.
He's Internet Jesus, not Internet Dracula. Okay, let's get it straight.
Oh, PvP,
Hey,
that
by
was
the way,
hilarious.
I forgot to. Oh, thanks, thanks, Maggie. I forgot to ask.
Oh my
When's
God.
Gorilla doing his cringe talk? Because he's going to be playing the movie I picked.
At the top of the hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
so about
20
another
minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, well that's plenty of time.
Yeah, I'm not going to be
Ugh.
with you guys, unfortunately, because I do have another stream I'm attending with a couple friends of mine, but Raquel and Moira. But I will be there for you guys on Walton's tomorrow, so I'm going
Okay.
to watch the episode.
Yeah, I got to watch it too tonight. later
Yeah, me
on.
too. The vacation. Yeah.
Isn't it the
Mikey-
I thought it was
Mikey-
the
Yeah.
departure.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh,
the
departure? I thought it was
Mikey-
called the vacation.
No,
Okay. See how
It's
much
the
I
one,
don't know.
it's the one after the job, I believe, is it not? I think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and so it's the departure. It's not the vacation.
I think it's departure because Gorilla mentioned it. And
Okay.
I think he said it's the one where John, just leaves the family or something, which sounds
It
kind of
just goes
strange.
away or
but-
something. The departure. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh, okay.
intrigued as to what that story's about. But
I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
well,
What was your question to me, Dan?
you're gonna be missing Freddie Got Fingered. You know that.
Tell me, Mikey.
How will he ever live with the disappointment?
That's probably why he's
Oh.
not. That's probably why he's found another stream to be on.
Oh, you
don't
know what?
blame
No, I'll tell you honestly. I've already seen Freddie Got Fingered once in
I've
my
never
life.
seen it, so
I don't need to see it ever again. It was
I'm
kind
ready
of a
to
mess.
really cringe.
Mikey, you
Uh,
traitor, bigger. Oh, just kidding, just kidding. Have fun there. Yes, I'm going to have fun, Gorilla, but I'm going to miss you guys. But I will see you tomorrow for Walton's. Don't worry, I'm there. I'm
So,
there.
Mike, so
Of
before
course,
you
let's
go,
be honest, Gorilla. Raquel and Moya are much better looking than us. Much better company.
Well, they're very sweet. They are very sweet ladies. They're great YouTube creators. We all are, guys. Come on,
so
and
Mike,
I
so
mean,
Mike,
yeah.
so this isn't the one that has the Jeopardy quiz on it, does it?
The what? What?
No.
Wait. Hey, Mo, talk better.
That's That's Jeopardy, and that's
Yeah,
on
that's
Saturday.
nerdy. That's on Saturday night at 9 p.m. That's when they have John DeMarco and Professor Brainy Specs. He's also Jeff Franklin. We all know him.
Yeah.
He's a
that's
Time
fun.
Lord. He's over 956 years old, according to him.
Boy, he should share a secret. He could make a lot of money, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, he's all older than us combined.
Well, we did a PvP. Do you remember what we did last night when we had Jim, yourself, myself, and Sci-Fi Nation was there?
Oh, you know, I'm trying to
we
forget
had
that stream last night. Actually,
I understand, but I mean, I just wanted to say, between the four of us, we had 233 years of experience.
well, it
So-
adds up, you know. It does.
It adds up. I mean, yeah, and I was like, wow, 233 years? That's scary.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would say this. I made a mistake actually on the dates that the date we had our first president here in the U.S. was 1789, and that was George Washington of our first official U.S. president.
You mean when he was elected into office, George
Yes,
Washington?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 1789. But that's not when it's not when they became America. America
Well,
goes all the way back to where, and even and here's
wasn't-
the thing: even Columbus never landed, on America shores. He actually landed in the Caribbean in a place called Hispaniola, which is, I guess, considered like Jamaica or Dominican Republic,
No,
somewhere
it's
around there. So he never landed
DRN.
on eastern shores. Yeah.
well, the way I say it's that 1776 is the date that we declared our independence from Britain.
Well,
And-
yeah, 1776, right.
Yeah,
1776 is when we wrote the Declaration of Independence, but we
Yeah.
all actually became colonies. We weren't even, in fact, we weren't even a full nation even after we defeated the British at the end of 1781, or I think it was between 81 and 83. So
Yeah, and Mike,
There was a nation
America officially.
under the Articles of Confederation, which technically the United States version 1.0 technically failed.
Yeah,
Then they
and-
moved on to the Constitution.
yeah,
That's
and,
right.
Yeah, and that's why most scholars they say 1776 is the day we celebrate our independence from Britain. 1789 is the day when the U.S. government and Constitution were officially formed, and we had our first president. That's when the
That
U.S.
they had the
was
first
officially formed.
president, right?
Yeah.
But we had to stop the British at the end of the. So the Revolutionary War ended in what, 1781? Is that
83,
correct?
83.
83. I was right. Okay, so within 3
Yeah.
years. So 1783, if you want to be precise, you can take it from the time we signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776. It takes 7 years, and by the time we finally drove the last British redcoat from our shores, that would make us officially an independent nation. Officially. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes, and
No, the
and-
independent nation, the second declared it. It's just a matter of keeping it.
Well, that's the thing. But we were an independent country after 1783. We only made it official by having a president of said nation in 1789 when George Washington became our very first president. So, and we still had to wait 6 years. I mean, that's silly.
We were independent
have done it
in
right away, you know.
1776.
Right.
Under
Yes.
an alliance of colonies. Then
Right.
in 83,
That's when they should have did it, but they didn't. That's the thing.
I believe
They
in
waited 13
83,
years.
they had they didn't wait. They had the Articles of Confederation,
Which
was an
failed. We know
entirely
that.
government
Yes.
failed, collapsed. Then the
Yes.
Constitution, America 2.0 is born. First president, George Washington.
Right.
So basically,
We all know that.
So basically, it took us 13 years to officially become a country after our independence. In other words,
Technically, if you want to start with the Declaration of Independence, in 1776,
country number one was a legitimate country.
Sure.
The United States 1.0, that country failed, disappeared, and United States 2.0 comes along. We are technically United States 2.0.
Yeah, we are.
So,
yeah, no, that I agree with.
So PvP, how far back does your Canadian history go back from when you guys were officially founded?
Well, let's see. It was I'm just gonna have to take a look to refresh my memory. Actually,
because
for us,
it's
okay.
The
Dominion of Canada was created July the 1st in 1867. That's when I believe it was the various parts that formed the Dominion came together, because apparently there was there were 3 British North American provinces: the province of Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. They were united into one federation, the Dominion of Canada. But there was also other provinces like parts like Quebec, but I think it wasn't called Quebec then. I mean, I think it was like Upper and Lower Canada came together. But basically, it was July 1st, 1867, when technically, I guess, we became a country, even though it would take a lot of years for the country to develop and expand out to the west. It was kind of a bit by bit type of thing, right? But I mean, I think everything evolves like that. I don't think any country just suddenly, materializes 100% whole. I think it does take time, for bits and pieces to be, put together.
So it is true. We are your older brother country, and you're our younger brother country.
Well, you were established before we were, yeah. But gee, I'm not sure. There were probably settlers up here, way back even before you had your War of Independence. I'm guessing like long before that. So it's not like Canada was empty or anything. I mean, it just wasn't officially, Canada at that point. But there were different areas.
You're still Britain.
So PvP, actually, you'll probably know this better than I do, since I'm a transplant.
Your trans identifies as a plant, as
a plant. No, actually, I'm a tree now. I'm not a plant. I'm more like one of those Canadian maple trees.
Okay,
those beautiful things out there and the growth out there somewhere.
Okay.
So, has Canada always been a Commonwealth of Britain, or when did that officially become into play?
Obviously, we were, just like the U.S. Before it became the U.S. I mean, we were settled by the British. But we also had a large component of the French as well. I mean, we're still officially a bilingual country. English and French are our 2 official languages till this day. So
yeah, I'm still amazed at how they're able to trap French people into one province called Quebec.
I think it's more the French people kind of like being in one province called Quebec, actually, Mikey. Because
I know. But at one time, they did try to become an independent nation of Canada.
More than once.
Yeah, more than once. Yeah, because that's what Suzanne told me about.
There was the referendum there. Oh gosh, when is it? Back in the 80s? I can't remember.
1980s or something. Yeah, something like that.
But there was they had took a vote. The people in Quebec got to vote if they wanted to separate from Canada, and I think the vote failed by like 1% or something. It came that close to our country breaking up. So I will never take my country for granted after living through that experience, because it could have gone the other way quite easily.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna head out here, Germ. So if I can go ahead and give you quickly what the rest of the schedule is for this week and weekend, and then I know I'll be with you guys on the Waltons on Friday night. We're still doing Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock review on Saturday afternoon, which will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. So check that out. I'll be there with Jim's Landscape and, of course, Jay Aldridge. And also, I believe Sif Dan might pop in, too, because I think he wanted to learn about the the third movie. I just rewatched it. Normally I have Red Dwarf. I was going to start that tomorrow, but I came under the weather recently and had some. I have a flu, which I'm still fighting off. So I won't be doing that tomorrow. I postponed that till next week. Also, there won't be any Sunday topic times this Sunday because Jay's going to do some personal life stuff with his girlfriend, and I'm going to spend time with Suzanne. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, watch some movies that Suzanne just rented for us, or not rented. Sorry, just bought them for us. So we're going to do that on Sunday. But the Star Trek 3 thing will still go on Saturday, this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central. So that'll be happening. And then next week we'll start Red Dwarf. I'll be doing 2 episodes per day, probably around the same time I've got it set up for on Friday mornings, usually about anywhere between 12:30 a.m. and 1 a.m. on the East Coast. So just let you know about my channel there, sir.
So you're starting
Right.
Red Dwarf next week, then, not this week?
Yeah, not this Friday. It'll be
Okay.
starting next Friday, PvP.
I
I
just
just
wanted to
haven't
confirm.
been feeling well. Oh no, that's okay. I have been feeling well the last 24 hours, and I just needed some extra sleep today, and I'm going to take more tomorrow.
Yeah.
But like I said, I will be there for Walton's tomorrow that you guys are doing.
Okay.
Tomorrow night for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Mikey, just drink lots of fluids and make sure you have a bucket nearby in case you throw up.
I haven't got to the point of vomit yet, but thanks, Dan. I will have a bucket nearby. But no, I do need lots of liquids, and I do need to rest a lot more. I need at least full 8 hours tomorrow. I figured that out. So after my stream with Moira and Raquel tonight, I'm definitely crashing. Yeah. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you, Mikey.
See you around,
Alrighty.
Mikey.
See you
Take care,
tomorrow.
guys.
Yeah, Mikey.
Bye.
Yep. See you tomorrow night.
And
Yeah,
then there were 3.
Yeah, I think I'm going to bail
And
too. 'Cause
we're actually
Gorilla's
gonna wrap up
Gorilla's-
and head
Gorilla's
over to Gorilla.
probably got about 5 or 6 minutes before he starts, so I want to make sure I'm over there with plenty of time.
Yeah,
so.
I may not show up to that stream because from what I hear, that movie is so bad. I don't want to get scarred for life for watching Freddy get fingered.
Yeah, well, that's
Smart
the trouble.
move.
Gorilla's been, wanting to come up with the very worst films we can imagine, and so I gave him one because I've never seen it, but I hear it's really, really, really atrociously bad. So, oh boy, I wish Gorilla would kind of lighten up. I wouldn't mind doing some more entertaining movies for Cringe Stock if that's even possible, because I'm getting kind of tired of really bad movies, actually. So,
Well,
hopefully.
PvP,
Hey, I gave you a real good one last week.
Well, PvP, you do have a strong tolerance for bad movies now, don't you, or not?
Oh well, yeah. I just think I kind of think I'd rather watch something good. It's kind of like getting to be a waste of time watching these really bad movies. It's like there's only so many hours
Why
in the
it's
week,
called
right?
Cringe Stock.
Well, then
I know.
You are there
I'm
to
just
suffer.
saying. I'm just saying.
Well, I do have a follow-up question then. Why do you guys keep choosing bad movies if you don't want to watch any more bad movies, PvP?
That's
on
because
Cringe Stock?
Gorilla. That's because Gorilla calls it Cringe Stock, and he wants it to be cringe. Simple as that.
Well, PvP, do you want to go next after Mikey, or should I for advertising?
Oh yeah, nothing much to advertise. Just got my music channel going. Going to see The Damned next week. Going to be a great show, I'm guessing. So far, the fan videos that have been posted over the last week since they hit North America look really good. They sound great. They look great. So it's probably going to be a real lot of fun. So I've been uploading some albums and videos by them over the last month. So yeah, check that out if you so wish to. And that's about it. I'll keep it brief, and I think I'm going to head out over to Gorilla now and just see how bad this movie actually is.
Well, try have a nice night, PvP. Good night.
Yep. We'll see you guys. Bye.
We join you soon. Dan, go ahead.
All right. To all your watchers and viewers, to my fellow panelists, you guys probably know me already, but to those that don't, I'm Sci-Fi Dan. I usually cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I usually have on my live stream in my YouTube channel different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do a movie list on that, and among other things. I do crossovers. If you guys want further information, check out my channel. My channel name is the same as the subtitle on the panel name I have right here. I usually do my live streams on Saturdays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. I may change that depending on what Gorilla and Resolute Germ are doing on those days to try and not get in their way, to try and have my own niche audience during that time frame. And I try to come on other people's live streams on their panels if there's a link in the chat or on Twitter if they offer it. I do cross streams if they offer it. And like the Resolute Germ is today, and among others, if they will allow it. And I thank you, Resolute Germ, for letting me do that. Beyond that, that's all I have to say. And I may pop into Gorilla's chat later tonight just to say hi. Beyond that, I'll turn it over back to you, Resolute Germ, to give your schedule for the rest of this week and weekend.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Unfortunately, this Saturday, there will be no Saturday morning cartoons, so that poll will roll over another week. So we'll be back Tuesday for, I believe it's episode 21 of Andromeda for Sci-Fi Cinema, and then we'll be back next week for another Nerd Night Roundtable on Thursday. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Go head over, use this link, go raid Gorilla. See you next time, everybody.
Good night, everyone.